chiropractic helps me whenever I'm experiencing tension. It's amazing how an adjustment can help relieve stress and tension, and thus literally feel like I'm moving in a different way, and it can change your mood.
Hey everybody, this is Dr. Warren Kalkstein here at Kalkstein Chiropractic, and now also the home of Insight Therapy. This is my wife, Marissa.
Hello everybody, nice to meet you.
So Riss, what's your background?
Mental health. We're talking about the mind-body connection today.
That is the topic. I want to dive into a little bit more about where she's coming from and her experience. So she graduated from UMSL, is where I met my wife, was out in St. Louis when I was graduating from Logan University, chiropractic school that I went to out there. And she was getting her master's in you are a LCPC, a licensed clinical professional counselor, correct?
Yes.
And you started Insight Therapy how long ago?
2020.
2020? And it started as just an online therapy practice, correct?
Yep, just me.
Yeah. And now, where are you now in terms of your journey in the last 3-4 years?
Yeah, coming up on 4 years. Time flies.
Mm-hmm.
Since then, we're expecting our third child.
I was going to say, that's our real identity.
And those kids have definitely motivated us to add more people to our team. So we have about 35 different providers, mental health therapists, social workers, counselors, but also nurse practitioners, do medication management. And in the last year, we became accredited by the Joint Commission and then licensed by the Maryland Department of Health as an outpatient mental health clinic. So it's allowed us to offer more resources to patients, and now we're bringing on students who are just starting their counseling journey.
Yeah, really impressive people that I've gotten to meet coming in and interviewing with Marissa. Just the quality of the candidates that you have coming over are super impressive, from Loyola, Towson, and Hopkins, and I'm excited for that next step of the journey for you and for them as well. So, your practice, who do you guys help?
It just is so much diversity. Ages all across the lifespan, children, adolescents, and every mental health disorder or diagnoses you could think of, and just life and relationship issues.
Okay. I sometimes like the way I describe it in my caveman layman terms that I understand relative to mental health, because it is such a wonderful world, and the intricacies of it I don't truly understand, but I kind of in my kind of jock meathead type of way, I say it's kind of like going to the gym for your brain, like when I discuss it with some of my patients, and if you look at it that way relative to some of the things that I see in the office, I think it's a really nice leeway into like being really comfortable with using it as a resource relative to growth, right? And then also you discuss some diagnoses as well as different things that people come in to see you with. So I love that. And then, are you in person or are you online?
We're both now.
Both
yeah.
now.
We're, you guys are Suite 300, and we are now 407.
So you used to work over there above me when I was so you were in the fourth with Tori and her group, and now you're renting space from her and using that for the interns coming in here as well as being here in our office, correct?
Yes.
And she's been pretty awesome in that journey as well. So shout out to you, Tori, and the group that you have. And so it's been great to get to see you in the office a little bit more. And we are talking about, I wanted to introduce you to her, and really just kind of just so appreciative of what she does for her employees that work with her, as well as how she handles herself from a professional capacity. So I just wanted to speak to that first. And then we're here to talk a little bit about the mind-body connection.
Yeah, our professions of chiropractic and mental health overlap a lot.
Mm-hmm.
People with chronic pain, that can be very mentally challenging, right?
Very much so.
Vice versa. A lot of people that are struggling with mental health issues could really tap into what's going on in their body.
Yeah, it's a natural connection that we have relative to just the work that we do, and so there's definitely a crossover. And I was saying that to one of your interns. I said, just know my patients are your patients, and there's a lot of crossover as it relates to that. And so I'm here to learn from you a little bit so I can better serve my patients, and I hope that people can understand just how they can bridge that mind-body connection a little bit better to serve themselves in this process. So that is what we're going to do. So let's start with some questions. What do you say?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you discuss the role of nutrition in promoting a healthy mind and body?
Yeah, I'll go to the extreme. And by the way, I didn't go to the club last night. It was just a younger patient gave me a star for the work that we did today. So just if you're wondering why I'm just got this going on. I go back to like the first thing I thought about was kind of more on the extreme. I was in St. Louis and my friend was working for an orthopedic surgeon there, and that orthopedic surgeon was talking about if he was going to do surgery on that person's shoulder, they said that they had to stop smoking in order for him to do it because his rates of success went up so high. So that's more on the extreme side of things. Now, like day to day, I'm dealing with people with disc injuries and inflammation, sprains, strains, but we don't tie in the role of nutrition or even some of the vices that are out there often because it doesn't, I don't have that cultural authority, if you will, or that's just not the way that we do things here on a regular basis, but it should be a huge part of it. And so nutrition plays a huge role in the inflammatory process and for people to recover a lot faster. So if you can lean in just to that thought process of taking care of yourself through a problem, not just in a movement sense, like you might see my role as, but in a nutritional sense, your rates of success will go up. And then just like from a system standpoint, your systems all across the board will be functioning better so that you can let your body do what it's designed to do, which is kind of heal from that injury. So nutrition's massively important.
Same in mental health.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a question you cannot avoid when first meeting someone. It's just, what does your diet and lifestyle look like? Because ultimately, that's going to impact mental health. If you're not eating well or have a high sugar diet, I would imagine that you're not feeling super full of energy, and it's going to play into mental health too.
Yeah. And being like realistic about what goals relative to that stuff too. I try to be just real with people. Like, all right, what's achievable? Where are you at? And like have a little fun if that's the case, if like that's something that you like, relatively speaking, but just trying to find a better balance towards that approach is where I like to start. Some people are like, no, I'm all in. I'm doing X, Y, and Z. We're going to war on this. I'm like, okay, all right, you're going to have some great results, I think, right?
Yeah.
Like, so like finding that balance too is important, and kind of letting yourself have that balance and appreciating that, so you're not like feeling a sense of guilt with what you like to have fun with sometimes, right? Whether it's like for me personally, I like a little ice cream. Okay.
Right. Oh, I'm not saying no ice cream.
Oh, thank goodness.
Just, not breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Scarlett would like that.
Yeah, so we have to teach her about nutrition.
That's a whole nother topic.
Our 2.5-year-old.
Yeah. All right, so you asked a question, my turn.
Yeah.
All right, can you share the insights on the benefits of mindfulness practices in conjunction with chiropractic care?
Yes. Just in general, mindfulness is the practice of bringing your attention back to the present moment and being aware of what's going on in your mind, in your body, around you. And so benefits of mindfulness in general are just being more present, which oftentimes when you are more present, you are less in your head, less time to ruminate, have anxious thoughts, depressive thoughts, whatever that might look like, but also less time to be in your body, ruminating on how you might feel or pain you might be experiencing. So mindfulness is a great practice in conjunction with chiropractic because it ultimately will help people refocus their energy on what's going on around them and bring it away from things that could be ailing them and not helping in the moment.
Yes. Like sometimes I come home and I'm like, oh, I'm tired. And then I say it again, I'm tired. And then I'm like watching my wife just get work done around me when she's probably had a longer day than me. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. I've got food in front of me and I've got my kids to spend time with, right? Or I need to put my phone away so that I don't have this feeling of being drained by just kind of this stimulus, whatever it is. So I can appreciate the sense of presence and what it does from our mindfulness, what it does for just overall health with your body as well as with your headspace. And
and not to validate that you may really be tired, but it's just the thought of not getting stuck in that thought process and mindset, because it's not we're not going to bed until our kids go to bed, for example. Mm-hmm. And so thinking about it and ruminating on it and letting it distract you from the present moment is not really going to help.
All right.
So
try to be present. I
Yeah.
got you. And I love that. I went to a weekend away and was with a mentor of mine from chiropractic school. He's a Cardinals chiropractor. Shout out to Brett
St.
Winchester.
Louis.
And he just talked about intentionality and presence with people in the room. And like when I do that, when I reset that way, and I'm like, all right, I'm just moving in, and I just want to totally focus my energy and my attention on this person. Like, I just feel so much better about the experience personally, and I think patients do too. So yeah, just a kind of random thought, but
good point about being the provider to other people. You're hoping your therapist or chiropractor is also practicing mindfulness.
yes, trying our best.
Yeah.
All right, next question.
Yeah.
Let's do it. I will go ahead and your turn.
How does stress impact the body, and what role does chiropractic play in stress management?
Yeah, like the mind-body connection is a big part of that, I think. And then, just getting that understanding of the silent killer of stress. We learned about that in school. I think there was a scientist that won a Nobel Peace Prize for it. I think I might be getting that wrong. I apologize, but maybe not the Peace Prize.
You did something great with it.
Yes, which understanding how stress impacts the body on a systemic level negatively relative to inflammation, and I see it with people all the time, relatively speaking, to just muscle hypertonicity and joint tension and like diffuse joint inflammation and achiness, right? So cortisol levels rising for a variety of reasons is something that your body's designed to do for when it's like kind of getting ready to handle something intense. But if your sympathetic levels are always high and your cortisol levels are always high and you're always running red, it has an effect on your body. So like, I think appreciating that your body's response to stimulus is a thing that we've developed, and harnessing the power of how we handle that response to a stimulus and making sure that it's not getting overburdened or overstressed, it has a huge impact on the body. So
Yeah, chiropractic helps me whenever I'm experiencing tension. It's amazing how an adjustment can help relieve stress and tension, and thus literally feel like I'm moving in a different way, and it can change your mood.
Yeah, definitely. And I'll give a shout out to our massage therapists here. They do a wonderful job of that as well. I can't tell you how many times people, they came in for pain, but they talk about all the stress relief that they get, and our providers too here. They do a wonderful job with that. So nice.
Not to mention how stress impacts the mind.
Yes.
How
does stress impact the mind?
I mean, it can come out in just how you handle any situation on any given day. When you're stressed, people tend to not respond as adaptively to situations. Some work really good under stress,
Yeah.
Depends to what intensity your stress levels are, but definitely counseling is always addressing stress and how you manage stressful situations and responding adaptively.
All right. Well, I think that was some good information.
Yeah.
I appreciate your insight, Marissa, and I really am grateful that I got to have this interview with you and to hear those words, as well as just to hopefully give you some information that's helpful and really maybe some motivation or spark to invest time and energy towards your mind, towards your body, so that you can have a positive influence on the people around you and what you're doing. And just to find that win-win relative to that is just such a good thing. So I hope that happens for you who's watching, and for our patients that we share these videos with. And then, Chris, thanks.
Yeah. We look forward to working with our joint patients.
Definitely, for sure,
And
in that
collaborating.
regard. And we'll definitely be sharing more messages as it relates to this kind of connection, and Marissa can dive into her expertise and my expertise in the musculoskeletal world. And I really am grateful to have these opportunities to do this. Let's keep doing it.
Yeah.
If you want more information for Marissa and you're watching this on YouTube, there'll be a link below for her therapy practice, and then there'll be a link below for our chiropractic practice. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. We get those messages through our admin, so happy to help. If you're someone on the journey going into mental health or chiropractic care, physical therapy, etc., we would be happy to try to answer as many questions as we can.
Thank you.